Welcome to the Fox 54 Week in Review. I'm Kenesha Dees. It's the only place in North Alabama to get the week's local headlines condensed into one program. Here's a taste of what's ahead. Our top stories this week: changes are coming to the SNAP benefits program. We asked how this affects local residents and why Alabama Senator Katie Britt thinks these changes are important. Alabama SNAP recipients now see changes to how they receive food benefits, and it's after the federal shutdown ended. It's where we start tonight. I'm Kenesha Dees. Fox 54 is taking a look at what's new, who is impacted, and how the program will operate moving forward. Work requirements have been expanded and time limits adjusted for certain people. Those who are vulnerable may need additional verification. Officials say full funding is secured through October of next year, and recipients should reapply as needed. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala tells us more.
Fox 54. The SNAP program helps some low-income families buy groceries, but new federal rules will now require some adults to meet work or volunteer requirements to keep their benefits. This includes individuals ages 55 to 64, those with children over 14, veterans, and people experiencing homelessness. These groups may need to provide additional documentation to continue receiving benefits. Carol Gunlock, senior policy analyst at Alabama Arise, says it's important for recipients to understand how the new qualifications apply to them.
The new rules say is there's going to be some additional verification of their eligibility that's got to happen in order for them to continue to receive SNAP. People will have to work 80 hours in a given month, which kind of boils down to 20 hours a week, more or less.
Fran Fluler, director of Manna House, says childcare and access to volunteer opportunities could be a barrier for some families. At Manna House, staff say they allow parents to bring their children to volunteer, making it more accessible to meet the requirements while still providing help.
Where do you put your kids while you go volunteer? And they can do it here. They can bring their kids, and their kids will have fun, and they'll have a great time. The majority of our families have a full-time job. 78% have a full-time job. 18% are being treated for a terminal illness, and 14% are veterans. So we have a very diverse culture that come through. Most of the people who come don't qualify for food stamps. They make too much money, but that's not enough to live on.
Carol Gunlock says any future changes to SNAP will be decided at the federal level and encourages participants to share their experiences with their elected representatives. In Huntsville, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
State officials say the program is fully operational now, but families are encouraged to stay informed and reapply when required to ensure continued access to SNAP benefits. Senator Katie Britt spoke with the news media today from Washington, commenting on new SNAP benefit rules. The changes would see new work requirements that would force those applying and are able-bodied to prove they are working at least 80 hours a month, which some have called a restriction. Senator Britt pushed back against the claim, saying the requirements help stop waste.
We have made sure that we are taking a look at waste, fraud, and abuse and systems, that we are making sure that these systems are sustainable moving forward, which is important because I want people who need help to be able to get it. I want these programs to be able to maintain, and us to be able to maintain these programs.
Britt says that the new requirements wouldn't impact those who are disabled. Instead, the program would help set people up for the future.
It is an able-bodied, working-aged American without a dependent at home that is going to need to work, train, volunteer, or be educated in order to receive government benefits. And I think when you ask people across the board, they know that being a part of something bigger than themselves helps not only give them purpose, it helps with mental health issues, but it also helps them regain their footing to where they are ultimately able to stand up on their own.
Last week, we told you about the issues facing the Pathway facility in Owens Cross Roads. Now we've got the latest on what the city plans to do. The city of Owens Cross Roads is considering legal action against the Pathway of Madison County, a behavioral facility for teen girls that's faced backlash after reports of girls running away and rioting inside the facility, leaving nearby residents concerned. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo takes us to tonight's city council meeting.
Just last week, Owens Crossroads city attorneys announced upcoming legal action against the pathway of Madison County following several incidents, most recently involving 6 girls running away from the facility and hiding in the nearby neighborhood. Tonight, residents in that community are speaking out to the city council about their concerns.
Why isn't there more transparency and communication from Pathway to the community? There's often a blinded eye to this, but I don't believe they are being provided the help they need in the right environment. This is not going to change with a taller fence. If these girls want out, they're going to get out. So I would like to see an investigation done inside the building with the adults involved.
That's what residents living on Dudley Lane have to say about the pathway of Madison County. It's the neighborhood right next to the all-girls facility, where police have been called up to 16 times over the last year for girls rioting, running away, and hiding near people's homes. In fact, one woman speaking in tonight's public comment session, Tiffany Rogers, says girls fleeing the facility approached her begging to get some video evidence.
November the 8th, I heard screaming and yelling again coming from the facility, so I walked down to the end of the road to see what was happening. Several girls were outside in the yard begging me to record them. This incident ultimately also resulted in staff being assaulted, highlighting the increasing danger inside the facility.
City Attorney Matthew Balch says they're actively looking into the situation.
What the city has asked our office to do is to review, engage, undertake any and all actions that are available to address the issues that are present at that facility. Those actions are being undertaken. As we are able to, we will continue to communicate forward the actions that will be undertaken.
The city has yet to make a final decision about the facility, but one thing is clear. Residents and city officials alike are calling for some kind of change. In Owens Crossroads, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
And this is an ongoing story, so we'll have updates for you as more information is released. The council's next regular session is in 2 weeks on December 2nd. New federal legislation could change regulations on hemp products and how they're handled. We look at Alabama law, how it compares to federal law, and how local businesses could be affected. Part of the deal to end the government shutdown could limit hemp-based products of all kinds across the country. The new legislation going into effect next November overrides prior state legislation that already crippled the hemp industry. The ban puts even stricter regulations on an industry that brings in more than $24 billion annually. It also has an impact on local dispensaries, forcing hundreds of small businesses to close or limit their operations across the state. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us the new law's effects.
Part of the continuing resolution to end the government shutdown includes legislation that's set to block hemp-based consumables across the country. And advocates here in Alabama say that's going to endanger over $1 billion in tax revenue and close thousands of businesses nationwide. The push started with Alabama's House Bill 445, which goes into effect at the end of the year. It regulates the 2018 Farm Bill by limiting the sale of many hemp-based products containing other psychoactive forms of THC, like Delta-8, Delta-10, and THCA. That bill could be superseded by the passage of new federal legislation, which limits all THC in hemp products to less than 0.3%. Local business owners and advocates here in North Alabama say that's going to severely limit the products they can sell, forcing many to close their doors because of the loss in revenue.
With the new HB 445, we let go of about 6 employees. We closed down one of our storefronts. With the new federal regulations, it would put us out of business. There's no market for hemp anymore. They would basically be hemp for fiber. That's about it.
A spokesperson with the Alabama Cannabis Coalition, Jennifer Boozer Stewart, says this legislation will have widespread consequences for business owners and consumers.
We're talking about veterans. We're talking about elderly people. We're talking about soccer moms and businessmen. We are not talking about a bunch of people sitting around getting high and all we want to do is get high. That is the vast majority of our customers are people who need real solutions to real problems that they could not get from conventional medicine or anywhere else.
And residents here in Alabama won't be able to travel to nearby states to purchase the products either, potentially impacting those who say they need to use the hemp edibles over pharmaceutical options. But state lawmakers say it will regulate an otherwise uncontrolled industry, protecting consumers and children alike. The Alabama Cannabis Coalition is urging business owners to keep their heads up while industry leaders fight the legislation. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
With the federal and state bans affecting many small businesses across Alabama, Boozer Stewart says business owners need to rally together to bring their concerns to state and federal lawmakers. Help is on the way for drivers caught at a train crossings in Madison. Decatur updates decades-old zoning regulations, and the new Huntsville Hospital tower gets topped off. If you pass through the city of Madison during your daily commute, you may find yourself regularly getting stopped by trains. The city is working, though, tonight to fix that, helping alleviate traffic during the busiest times of the day. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us what's changing.
A new AI camera system is coming to the city of Madison, and it's meant to help alleviate traffic. But how will it work? Those cameras are being installed right now at several railroad crossings around the city, and they'll alert residents directly when there's a train passing through. Tonight's meeting started with Norfolk Southern representatives speaking to the City Council about infrastructure improvements that will help lighten train-related traffic in towns from here to Chattanooga. In addition, city employees have been working on a new web application that will give live updates to residents when there is a train approaching the city's crossings. It'll use cameras mounted near railroad crossings with AI detection systems in place to ping people's phones when a train is on the tracks. According to city officials, that app is meant to keep people up to speed during the busiest hours of the day, during the morning and evening rush hours. Mayor Renee Bartlett says it's going to be a huge time saver for thousands of people driving through Madison.
This is on a lot of people's minds. It's really hard to get outside of Madison without running into a train crossing. And so this is tremendously beneficial to our residents and anyone who's traveling through or in and out of the city.
With the pilot system launching and rolling out to residents in the next few weeks, Mayor Bartlett says it's going to help everyone avoid a major headache. In Madison, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Some new changes are coming to the city of Decatur. A new zoning ordinance will serve as a guide for the city and developers as the area continues to grow. And city officials say it's long overdue. Our reporter, Logan Alexander Russell, gives us an overview of that ordinance.
The Decatur City Council recently approved a new zoning ordinance adopting an updated zoning map that modernizes the rules which the city says have been in place since the late 1950s. The city says the updated ordinance provides clearer standards for development, including site design rules. Before taking his current position as mayor, Kent Lawrence sat as the chairman of the Decatur Planning Commission. Lawrence says the rezoning was long overdue.
We started this endeavor 6 years ago, and I've been involved with it since the beginning. I'm thankful that we finally have finished this project and we're moving forward with it.
The document released by the city details regulations for mixed-use districts, existing neighborhoods, and built-to-rent developments. The rewrite strengthens neighborhood compatibility while providing guidance for transitions between residential, commercial, and mixed-use areas. Officials say this is an effort to protect the history and integrity of the community while also promoting smart growth as the area continues to advance.
It brings us up to date with something much more current than we had. This much more for developers to be able to look at our zoning ordinance and determine what they can and can't do. It just helps them with that. It helps us to better define what different districts allow and don't allow.
Lawrence says the city previously didn't have charts to show the types of zones and what could be built there. Having an ordinance that thoroughly explains this will help developers better understand their limitations. From Decatur, Logan Alexander Russell, Fox 54 News.
The new document details with drawings the required dimensions and the types of buildings that can be built in a zone. And it's with the goal of improving mobility and compatibility in the city. You can find the city's ordinance on the City of Decatur's website. The Madison County Board of Education receiving a 6-figure check tonight, which will benefit security systems at schools across the county. The commission presenting a $300,000 check to the Board of Education tonight, and we're told the funds are going to cameras for outdoor athletic facilities at Madison County high schools. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman spoke with officials about the continued importance of safety.
$300,000 check being presented to Madison County Schools Board of Education during their Thursday night meeting. The funds coming from the Madison County Commission. The $300K will be used to get security cameras for outdoor athletic facilities across high schools in the county. Commission Chairman Mac McCutcheon says the request came from the board itself.
They came and called and said, hey, we need some help. We're trying to look at getting cameras on our high school campuses, and is there any way that y'all could help us? And so I got with the commission and the commissioners, and we began to talk through it and said, this is something we need to do. We can't educate our children unless we can keep them safe. And public safety is very much integral part of quality of life for our county. And when it comes to economic growth, we need our school systems. We need a good functioning school system. We need our children to be safe. Safety is paramount, and we want to make sure that our students are protected.
And MCSS District 5 board member Bill Bird says the funds allow to continue placing an importance of safety for the community.
School and all school facilities should be some of the safest places in the world. We want to upgrade our system so that when people misbehave, we can find out who they are and do the appropriate things for them. But the first thing we want to do is to deter any type of misbehavior by announcing that we are modernizing to today's standards the surveillance systems in all these athletic fields. And it will provide a safer environment for our student athletes and a safer environment for the entire public.
McCutcheon adds this move is exciting, allowing for continued partnership, improving security at their schools. In Huntsville, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
The commission presenting the $300,000 check to the Board of Education tonight. We're told again that those funds are going to cameras for outdoor athletic facilities at Madison County Schools. We'll continue to keep you updated on that story. Huntsville Hospital held a topping out ceremony for the new Madison Street Tower today, lifting the final steel beam into place. The $150 million project stands 5 stories tall. Those at the ceremony had an opportunity to actually sign the beam before construction workers lifted it on top of the building. You could see it right there for yourself. The chief executive officer of the hospital says this is a huge step and the biggest project since the orthopedic spine tower. He believes it will help the hospital better serve the community.
We got the best doctors, the best nurses, the best pharmacists, amazing team. And right now they work in space that's adequate, but it's older. And giving them a modern facility, it's better for the staff, it's safer, it's more open, it's just it's incredibly gratifying.
The 154,000 square foot tower will feature 120 new private patient rooms, eliminating all semi-private rooms at the hospital. It will also include intensive care units that include neurosurgical patients. Well, today it was the grand opening for a massive Christmas market over in Coleman. The Chris Kendall March draws thousands of people every year for a special celebration that runs over a month long. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo takes us there.
Downtown Coleman is getting festive for its 7th annual Chris Kendall Market. Today's the grand opening, and they're kicking off a month of celebrations with a Christmas pyramid lighting here right now. That's a tradition inspired by the German Christmas markets that earned their fame as early as the 15th century. From authentic German food to the decorations lighting up the market, the event's bringing many attractions to the city like ice skating, a market for vendors, and several rides, including the largest Ferris wheel in the state. Local people working at the event say it's great to see friends and family alike.
It's actually really, I would say, inspirational and inspiring. It's actually really amazing because there's just everybody's just so happy, like the spirit's really lifted. Just a lot of people, they're just all having fun. Walking by, a lot of people that didn't know me, they're like, oh, how are you? I'm like, how have you been? You know, missed you, haven't seen you in forever.
It has something for everyone, but especially for the kids. Every week of the market highlights local charities serving children, with vendors donating a portion of their proceeds to these charities. Even attendees say it's a family event, just perfect for the kids.
I heard about this 2 days ago, actually. It's an awesome family event here, so why not bring the whole team?
And local vendors say it's markets like these that make their craft worthwhile.
That's what I really like in making public master classes with common people who never touched the craft, who never forged, who never worked by hands. You can see those sparkling eyes. You can see inspiration of the process.
In Coleman, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Looks like a lot of fun on that first night. The Chris Kendall Market is open Thursday through Sunday until December 11th, when it opens for the entire week. They're closed next Thursday for Thanksgiving, but the festivities will continue until December 23rd. A beloved Sheffield restaurant was destroyed by fire, but owners and residents are committed to bringing it back, and Huntsville's quarterly music meetup looks back on the year in entertainment. The Sheffield community heartbroken after a fire destroyed a beloved locally owned restaurant early this morning. When firefighters arrived, they say they saw it shooting 20 to 30 feet from the roof, a fire. Look at that scene right there captured on video. 2 large fire engines were deployed as crews brought the fire under control, but the building a total loss. Fox 54's Logan Alexandra Russell spoke with the owner of a local competing restaurant who says they're praying for strength, healing, and a speedy rebuild for their fellow business owners.
Behind me is what is left of a restaurant after a fire in Sheffield this morning. The fire was reported a little after 5 a.m. at the Ichiban restaurant off the South Jackson Highway. Earlier this afternoon, remnants of smoke could still be seen coming out of what was left of the roof. Rubble and debris surround the outside of the building, and the side of the restaurant also appears to be partially collapsed. Yellow tape is still blocking off the area surrounding the restaurant as the fire hose is still connected to the hydrant. The owner of their competition, Outlaw Sushi, says he was shocked when he woke up to the news about the fire. He immediately posted to Facebook sharing his love and support for the restaurant owners and staff.
When you see it that it's completely demolished and burned to the ground, it tears at your heart a little bit because you know there are people involved.
He says the two establishments had a friendly rivalry, but all jokes are put aside when it comes to things like this morning's incident.
We have a lot of fun with the competition and the rivals, but at the end of the day, it's community, it's people. Those are people's lives over there. When you see something like that on social media and you see something that's burned like that, all that goes out the window, and it's how can we help?
A server at Stefano's, just a few doors down from Ichiban, also shared their thoughts on the devastating fire. She says she feels deeply for those who are affected, especially financially.
I was hoping that everybody was okay, that no one was injured. And yeah, it's going to be a big expense. I mean, it's just a big expense that's gone now, and they're going to have to replace all that stuff, and it's, I feel for them.
Many in the Sheffield community have also expressed their love for the restaurant on social media today, many being longtime regulars. They say Ichiban is a beloved local spot and it breaks their heart to see it destroyed. From Sheffield, Logan Alexandra Russell, Fox 54 News.
Fire marshals are investigating the cause of that fire, and for Ichiban's top fans, they have another location in Florence for you to enjoy while they do rebuild in Sheffield. We'll have updates for you as this story develops. Huntsville's music community came together tonight for the final quarterly music meetup of the year, an event designed to connect artists, venue owners, and industry professionals. Huntsville music officers say these meetups have become a key networking hub, helping strengthen and grow the city's music ecosystem. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala takes us to Huntsville's music scene.
Huntsville's music community gathered at the Trilogy Hotel tonight for the final quarterly meetup of the year. The Huntsville Music Office says tonight was all about celebrating the city's biggest year in music yet. The event brought together musicians, creative professionals, and supporters for networking and a preview of the city's 2025 year in review. The Music Office highlighted major milestones from national stage appearances to expanded local programming and hundreds of new performance opportunities. City Music Officer Matt Mandrella says one of the biggest accomplishments was filling the calendar with more live music than ever before.
We spent a lot of time trying to source every music event thing happening in Huntsville to put on that calendar, and there were over 2,220 events on our calendar this year, which is over 400 more than last year. When a city gets intentional about growing a segment of its community where there's opportunity, I think the potential is to the moon for kind of like a little Huntsville pun there.
Tonight's meetup wrapped up a year of major momentum for Huntsville's growing music ecosystem, with music officers saying the city is already planning an even busier year ahead. In Huntsville, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
Matt Mandrella says the city supported or programmed more than 185 events this year, a record they're proud of, and with all the tours, grants, and programming, he says next year will be tough to top. It was a bittersweet day for the Huntsville Police Department's K-9 unit as they say goodbye to one of their partners. Here's a listen.
Yes!
That right there is Boomer, an explosive detection dog who got a special goodbye with one final detection before enjoying cake and new toys for his retirement. For his partner and now owner, Sergeant Kevin Matthews, he's excited to bring his friend home.
I signed the release and I take custody of the dog, and
There's restrictions that we have, but he's my pet. He's treated as a pet. I actually bought him a tag for his collar because we don't keep dog tags on the dogs. So I got one for him. So it's got his name and everything, and a phone number to contact me just in case. But he's just a pet now. He's just going to play and have a good time, go on walks and things like that.
Who's a good boy? Well, Boomer is. While Sergeant Matthews did have to pay to get ownership of Boomer, he only had to pay the city $1. Happy retirement, Boomer. Let's wrap up this week by meeting our latest top teacher of the 25-26 school year, Carrie Vogel of Buckhorn Middle School, who's bringing her love of science to the classroom.
Now, Fox 54's top teacher. Sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
It's one thing to be recognized by peers and also parents, but it's another when one of your pupils nominates you for outstanding work. I felt like a kid again in this teacher's classroom, learning a lot about science. I have the honor to share this week's Fox 54's top teacher, Carrie Vogel from Buckhorn Middle School. Take a walk in Carrie Vogel's class and you'll see.
It's fascinating. There's always something new. It's always changing. Nothing is ever the same.
She's mad about science, and it's not just Vogel who loves science.
We learn about life science and a lot of stuff about the body.
Her students love it too.
We made DNA models with using candy, and they all like that. I got to eat the candy afterwards, so it was Twizzlers and gumdrops.
Vogel teaches 7th grade science.
This is my second full year here at Buckhorn Middle. I love it.
She's taught for a total of 7 years, and one thing she's learned.
Most people learn best when they're able to apply what they are learning, take it from a book and apply it to real life, and be able to look at it outside of just a classroom.
It's why students like Brooklyn Brazelton love her class.
She's like a really good teacher, and she understands you well. Didn't really like science, but I like science now because she's a good teacher. We learn about cancer and stuff, and we have a lab that we go in and do stuff.
Vogel hopes their love for science doesn't stop with her.
I really hope that they have a desire to want to learn more about life science and biologies and go into some type of STEM science in the future.
Her love for teaching 7th grade science won't stop either.
I love 7th grade. It's my favorite grade to teach. Of all the grades, I've taught 6 through 12, and I will go back to 7th grade if it's given the choice every time.
Congratulations, Mrs. Vogel. Well deserved. Checked out the moment she was surprised by her student, Brooklyn, later tonight on Fox 54 Plus, right here. Also nominated teacher on Fox54.com. Congratulations, Carrie. Well, thank you for watching Fox 54's Weekend Review. Count on Fox 54 Plus to bring you more great programming with in-depth local specials, locked on sports, true crime, cooking shows, wellness experts, and continuing weather coverage. For everyone at Fox 54 News, I'm Kenesha Dees. Have a great weekend.
Catch full episodes of Trending Topics streaming on Fox 54 Plus on demand Monday through Fridays, where we talk about the hottest happenings and we give you our hottest takes. From movies and TV to music and fashion, we're always talking about something.
Did you know that the Fox 54 News team is hard at work verifying your burning questions? Monday through Friday at 10 p.m., we get the answers you're looking for and catch our weekly Verify wrap-up on demand on Fox 54 Plus. And if you have something you want us to verify, text us at 256-382-2692.
There's more to Fox 54 Plus with the Locked On Podcast Network. From the Tide to the Tigers, from college teams to pro, the Locked On Podcast Network gives you insights and analysis you just can't find anywhere else.
These kids, they want to play.
But I don't think so. I think it was Chad Baker Mazzara.
Locked On Sports, streaming every day of the week and right here on Fox 54 Plus.